If there is people out there who are trying to figure out like what the hell is going on, I kind of want to just say that for a minute, is because this situation that we have going is the souls have been entrapped into this like kind of a controlled experiment, and that they have been in this experiment has gone on for a very long time. And souls, we've had a lot of involvement with a lot of different aliens. Like, they've made up stories to tell us how we were created and stuff, but those stories aren't true. That we are more of a, I think if you went in and you watched what's it called, I always want to say Westworld. If you went in and watched Westworld and you thought about, the other beings, like if you thought about the ones that go to the place, the ones who built them and stuff, if you thought of them as being highly technological aliens, and then the other beings, they are the souls that were there to, you know, learn and realize its own self, to evolve its own conscious. So you see that in the show. You see as the other, I don't know, they're not statue, they're animated beings, kind of. They're supposed to be like robot people or something. But you see how their consciousness starts to have awareness, and they want to break free from the system. That's what is actually going on behind the visual, three-dimensional reality of what appears to be going on. So it is like souls breaking free from this controlled experiment that we've been going through for a long time. And we have so much assistance. We have all these different beings around us and stuff. But in this controlled environment that was created, it was, they used fear, mind control, all these different kinds of ways to keep us maintained or contained. And then it got to be to the point where it's gotten super, super dark. Like, things have gotten really out of control. And they've enslaved us into a lot of their systems. They've gotten people sick. They have, they kind of went off the rails, with what they were doing. And kind of woke up consciousness a lot faster. And it is all happening at this pivotal time of the changing of the ages on Earth, which is also, we're in a time that has been predicted all the way back, as far back as you can find any text. So ancient text predicted these times, and that we're about to go through this huge solar event that is going to change everything here. Just like it did for the dinosaurs or whatever. Like, we've had these things that is not, their bullshit stuff with climate and all their global warming and all of their stuff is a marketing tool, a marketing technique, That's all it is. They're going to profit off of natural occurrences, and also cover up the fact that they have technology, that they are messing with the weather, they're messing with nature, they're starting these fires, they're doing these floods, they're doing all of this stuff because they're currently out to try and kill us, because they're trying to win this war of controlling us, and we're breaking free. And like I said, we have a lot of other beings around us that are trying to help us, but they're desperately trying to hold on to this control. And, that's why there's so much chaos. But this is also in this time where their stuff had to be exposed. We had to see it. I guess there was 3 different times. And that Zoroastrian stuff, that's what I think is interesting too. David Wilcock, when he talks a lot about that older kind of more ancient texts, because so many people just rely on the Bible, like, oh, the Bible, that's it. Well, there's so much other text out there. Don't you have to have the same studying of it all and try and understand, like, even the language back then, or how the people were. I mean, it seems like a lot to just, this one book, because we're living our life by this one book, that's it. But I think that was pushed on people too, because that was part of the control. And that's where, just go watch The Village, of how well that works. That's another movie where it just completely discloses the techniques that they use to control us. And that they just have always thought of us as just cattle and just stupid little sheep, and we'll believe what we're told, and we're just a bunch of little scared ants and stuff like that. And like, they look down on us because they believe themselves to be a much I won't say spiritually evolved, but they see themselves as being far more evolved than us. And but they're the ones that are on this planet right now. There's a lot of them that rely on dark energy, and they are super religious, but they are practicing of the dark arts, and that includes what is that called when you have to kill people for your offering? They do that all the time. They partake in other tribal things, after you conquer, then you devour. They also participate in that. And that is, they've spread out a little. If anybody was fortunate enough to get any money, well, then you were going to run into these people, because that they want control of all the people and all the money. So if you are, out there a little bit, they're going to go try and totally get control of you. And, and they have trapped people in, with their perversion, or, they also, that's probably where the date rape drug started, was them. They used it to get people in precarious situations so they could photo it all, and then blackmail. Blackmail is what has kept this criminal enterprise functioning, because they're all, doing bad shit, and they're all going to tell on one another unless they can control them. And but now there is enough people. What we have seen, we know what's going on. They can't close the door anymore, and they're stressing out. And because it is this cosmic change, and because it is the changing of the age, this, like, astrology, when all of the different horoscope, different ways that it can go, all go through the whole, I'm going to say system, but I don't think that would be the right word. When it goes through the whole series, like Neptune and Pluto, and then Aquarius, and how it has to go through all the different things. It takes like 26,000 years to go through all the different ones. Well, that is the completion. When it completes that, it changes to a new age. The new age that we're going into is called the Age of Aquarius, and it's called the Golden Age. And in the Golden Age, which we are seeing how this is all playing out, because the financial institutes that have controlled us, that deliberately controlled us, enslaved us, they are all, imploding, because it's the time that they have to. It's part of the thing. So, and as they are doing it, then, it is exposing everything to us. But as this happens, the wealth goes back to the people. This is like the Jubilee, and this happens periodically throughout time too. But so, and what we're supposed to learn from all this is to really witness how dire the situation has been, where humanity has gotten themselves in with this control and stuff. And we are breaking free, but we also need to never be back in this situation. We never need to have another person control us. That is this sovereign freedom that we, that's everything with the flag right now, because that flag to everyone across this globe represents freedom, because America was built. It was trying to break free from the system, but we, had politicians who, we've always had politicians that were going to sell us out to the biggest buyer. And so that is what has gone on, and that is what is gotten them to the position that they're in. But so now with this, with the switching over like this, in them being exposed, they can't, it can't continue. So the end of this age, going into this golden age, it's all about abundance for us. The Jubilee is all about abundance to us. It's about the switch of wealth. But also in this switch of wealth, it's not about being like them. We don't want to be like them. We're not them. We're not this greedy, controlling people. That is who they were. We're different beings than them. And what we need to do is get our priorities straight going into this and get it into our heads that there is enough. There is always enough. There's always everything we need is right there. And that is going to be a big switch when the financial thing switches over, of people being able to get that really in their feeling, and not turn back into hoarding money, not turn back into, you don't have anything, but I may get in your position, so I better hold on to what I got, We're going to not be like that. We're going to be, there's plenty for everybody. There's plenty. We all have as much as we need, and it's always been there. It's just that we were being controlled and repressed and enslaved. So there's a lot of transformation that has to happen during this time, and also during this time, because you have to have this choosing between the good and the bad, because it's the splitting. Then you also have a lot of things in your life held up to you, so that you have to look at yourself. And that's what I'm always talking about, is the healing, because I had to go through a massive healing when I got a detrimental injury. I got a brain injury, and then it's just has been multiply with more and more things. Now I'm going blind. Like, there's so many things that have happened, and it's put me into a period of time of healing. So I feel like, I went through all of that healing that I did, whatever the reasons that got me into my healing. I went through all that healing so that I could also be there to help other people walk through what is going on, because I can see it clearly. Not everybody can see it clearly, what's happening. So, this stuff that's going on, the universe is holding up a mirror so that you can see yourself, so that you can grow. This is something you want to look at. You don't want to look away. You want to see yourself. We have to face that we are not just the good guy that we want to think we are. We're the bad guy for a lot of people. We're both things. And that's part of what you're going to see in the mirror, is you're both things. You're the bad guy to some people, and you're the good guy to some people. But, when I talked about, even for my own self, that in order to, I would make sure I would try and be the good guy all the time. I didn't like to be the bad guy. I would want to be the good guy. But sometimes the good guy is the enabler. The good guy is not. The good guy is just protecting themselves. So that's why you got to accept to be both sides. You can't just be, we've got to see all things. We don't want to, just like I say, you don't want to just, I'm not going to look at the negative. I'm not going to think about the negative. No, we need to get all things. We need to find balance. We got to find balance. In that, that all of this stuff that is happening, it is all this transition into the new age. And the new age is going to be completely different, but we have to get different. We have been, it's like we're all a bunch of abused kids coming out of the most horrendous foster care system in the world. And we're going out into the world, and then somebody's going to throw a bunch of money at you and say, here, now you can just go out and live free. But a lot of people are not going to know how to do that. A lot of people are just, you know, really beat down, really struggling. That's why I do these, you know, these tapes, is so that they can go out there and they can see, hey, I'm not the only one. There's other people. I can get through this. Other people have gotten through it. And, you know, if you go back and listen to my stuff, I've gotten through it. And I always share my stuff as much as I can without trying to, you know, make other people, well, have Throne Dead Royal's name out there. But I don't even know if that's a real name. Seriously, is it a real name? I don't know. So anyways, just, you know, things are going to seem really crazy if you have no idea what's going on. Things are going to seem really chaotic, but it's breaking free from all of these different structures. And that's why I'm always talking about, don't hold on to these three-dimensional structures. They're all going down. And that maybe they're not all going to go at one time. Maybe it's going to be a slow process because, yeah, I mean, how are they going to move us right off of corporate mealtime into, hey, you guys, you know, who's going to be growing the food and who's going to be selling the food? You know, like there's a lot of stuff to work out to break free from their system. And, you know, I know that's probably why there was a businessman that was put into the position he was, because there was a lot of stuff breaking free from the American corporation to become a free republic so that we can move into this golden age. So anyways, have a great day. I'm getting calls and I better go. Talk to you later. Bye.